and welcome to Learning from Leaders. Host Pat Stewart. You're going to love today's show because we're going to talk about how to make money on the internet, how to really actually dig in and do something with not only your website, but how to attract business or maybe even be useful to some of the businesses in your area. You know, in today's economy, so many people are looking for extra ways to raise an extra $500, $600, maybe $1,000. And it's because they're in transition or because maybe they've lost some income in the family. Wife got laid off, husband had a transition, whatever it takes. Today is the hour when we all need a little extra. We need some ways to become a benefit. Well, one of the key ingredients to business is find a need and fill it. You know, one of the biggest needs right now is the local businesses around you have almost no presence on the internet. Or if they do, they have a lousy one. And I'm not trying to knock anybody. It just kind of is what it is. Well, my guest today is Kevin Wilke. His company, Nitro Marketing, nitromarketing.com. And of all the people that I could bring here, their company is the highest rated in the industry for what it does, which is giving people the tools to make money on the internet for local businesses in their area. They're amazing, and I'm so thankful for having Kevin on the air. I'm also thankful because I've known Kevin, I've seen him grow, and especially in the last few years, his business is doing phenomenally well. I mean, in 10 years, the guy has gone from literally in college to having sold personally over $18 million on the internet. And I know lots of people who would love to be able to have that as one of their accolades, but that's one of his things, and I'm talking personal production, not what he's made for the hundreds of other businesses, maybe thousands of other businesses he's worked with. I'm very thankful for Kevin Wilke. Kevin, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Pat. I am really excited about this and share some great knowledge with everybody.
I believe that. I believe that. Well, one of the things I want to get into is your story, because I know you actually started on the internet in, what was it, 96, but you were still in college?
Yeah. Well, my story really started when I was growing up as a kid in small-town Iowa on a farm. And back in those days, that was not a great profession to be in. And I saw what it was like for my parents struggling financially and eventually losing the farm and getting divorced. And I was very fortunate at a young age to know that's not what I wanted for my life and my family when I was older. And I was motivated to be successful financially. And I was fortunate to know that having my own business was what's going to lead me to make that happen. So I had my first business when I was 12 years old, selling used golf balls out of the backyard of our farm. We made about a couple $1,000s a year. But when it came time to go to college, I bought into that mindset. Now it's time to get a good education and a good job, like everybody says. And I gave up on my dream temporarily to go become an accountant.
Oh, good.
Fortunately, my sophomore year, no offense to accountants, but I realized if I did that for the rest of my life, I was going to be miserable because I wanted to be an entrepreneur and have my own business. So at that time, it was 1996. The internet was just getting started, and I saw an opportunity to do something with this internet. And I thought this fad may just stick around for a little while, and I'm going to figure it out. It was a good decision.
I believe.
So I got started in 96, and to be honest, my first 3 sites failed miserably. Fortunately, they're not online anymore, so nobody can see them. But I went through a lot of trial and error to figure out what actually worked. And I'd make nothing, and then I'd make a few $100s, and then $500 a month, and eventually I got to the point where I might be making like $1,000 a month. And when I graduated in 1999, I decided I'm going to commit 100% to making this a success because it's what I really wanted to do in my life. And I made that leap in 99, and I've never looked back. That was 10 years ago now. And started to make a couple $1,000s, and then I got to the point had my best month of $10,000 in a month, I think in 2000. And then in 2001, I started a brand new site and launched it in about 2 weeks, following kind of all these steps that I learned on what works online. And in the first 6 weeks, we did over $102,000.
Wow.
And I realized at that moment that I finally figured out the system that really works. And ever since then, I've been very focused on knowing that everything follows a step-by-step system to be successful. And I got out of the old trial and error methods of trying to figure it out, and instead just did what's proven to work. And since then, I've gone on, like you said, to do over $18 million. I have over 80 profitable websites. And during that time, people would always ask me, well, Kevin, how are you successful online? How do you do this? And really what I was doing is, either for myself or for other people, is helping them turn their expertise or knowledge or what they're passionate about into information to sell to other people and help other people based on their own life experience and skills, so to be successful doing with what you're passionate about while helping other people. And in several years ago, a good friend of mine, he's the first person I ever helped get started online. He's a cable repairman, and he's sick and tired of his job, and I just personally walked him through my system and launched his site. In his first 6 months, did over $100,000. Quit his job. His wife was able to quit her job, and they both worked from home with their 2 little kids. And
sounds like a dream come true.
Yeah, it was awesome. And in December of 2007, I decided I was going to take all this information and put it into a system for other people to follow as well. It's called their Nitro Blueprint system, and launched it. And over the past 2 years, have helped hundreds and hundreds of people quit their job and have a full-time online income doing what they love. And then earlier this year, in the spring of 2009, came out with a new program that really helps a lot of people. First, it helps local business owners, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then it also helps these people that want to get started, like they're really looking to replace their income quickly. And I've found this is the best way to make that happen, and it's just an amazing opportunity. We call it our local business money machine. It's how to do simple online marketing for local business owners.
That is amazing. I will tell you guys, the one thing that I'm really thankful about, and the reason why I wanted to get Kevin on here, is because I got his program. I started to use it. And for the last 5 years, I have been building a speaking training business. I've been a speaker for almost 10 years, but about 5 years ago was really in that position where I was trying to build a national brand. And what I found is that I went from trying to build a training firm to looking at what I was doing, using their system, and of offering my marketing to my businesses in my area. And I was stunned to find out that, wow, I have a marketing business, and people started lining up because I was doing the marketing that they wanted to do, needed to do, but really didn't have the time to do. And all of a sudden, I had clients lining up. After we come back from the break, we're going to talk to Kevin about what exactly is involved in making money for others on the internet and helping build their brand with the local business money machine. We'll be right back.
Life can be tough. Oasis Legal Finance is the #1 choice to provide clients the money they need for bills and living expenses long before their case may settle. Call Oasis now. If you're approved, you could have a check in as little as 24 hours. The phone call is free. The application is free. And there's no obligation to repay if you lose your case. Call Oasis now.
And welcome back to Learning from Leaders. Your host, Patrick Dewar. My guest today, Kevin Wilke of Nitro Marketing, nitromarketing.com. And I'm really thankful for we're learning about how to make money on the internet, yes. But really, it's build the local businesses up in your area and make some money for yourself and your family. And we're not talking about anything that would require you to do anything other than learn about how to do it and then be able to find a need and fill it. Find people in your area that need those resources, those services, and begin to offer to them. And what's really fun is it's a little bit like throwing a goldfish into a piranha tank. There's tons of people out there that need this stuff desperately. So it's time to do that. Kevin, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Pat.
I want to get right into the local business money machine. I've used it. I've seen it's amazing. What is it exactly that it begins to bring to the marketplace, to an individual? And what are the results that someone should expect from something like that?
Well, what it shows people is how to go and partner up with local business owners, people like roofers, plumbers, landscapers, dentists, chiropractors, cosmetic surgeons. I mean, there's just hundreds of different types of local businesses that it works for. And right now, especially in the economy that we're in, they are hit very hard. It's very challenging for them for a lot of reasons. One is the economy, but another one is how customers find them and how they go out and get new customers is changing dramatically. So it used to be you'd use like the yellow pages and newspaper advertising, these traditional means of advertising to get new customers, but that's no longer working. I mean, just yesterday, or not yesterday, last week, they delivered the yellow pages to my house. I picked up the bag, I went over to the recycle bin and put it in there.
I actually took it one step further. I went through and I started tearing out full-page ads because they were prospects.
Yeah.
Because I knew they were spending tons of money on this, but getting almost no results because the end of the product there was same place, the recycle bin.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy the other week. He has a furniture restoration business. He used to spend $8,000 a month on yellow page advertising and getting practically no return from it anymore. So he just stopped it all. And what's happening is everybody's now going online to find local business owners. So from my own personal experience, a couple weeks ago, I decided I wanted to learn how to salsa dance. Mm-hmm. So I went online and typed Dallas salsa dance lessons, and that's how I found the studio that I'm now taking lessons from. I didn't pull out the yellow pages or do anything else. I used the internet to find what I was looking for. And that's what's happening more and more. And it's just getting bigger and bigger. I think the research I looked is like over 70% of people now use the internet to find businesses to do business with. So if you're not online, then customers can't find you. So it's a huge challenge because local business owners, they don't know how to use the internet. That's not their expertise. They are plumbers or landscapers. They're not internet marketers. So they're looking for people like us to help and advise them and not only tell them what to do, but actually just do the work for them. They just want somebody to do the work for them and see the results come in. And that's what we show people how to do, how to go out and partner up with these local business owners and get paid anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month doing the online marketing for them. And the great thing is what you need to do for them is actually pretty simple if you know the steps involved. And that's what our program does. It shows you the steps on what to do when you take on a new client so they get great results and are happy to pay you a lot of money because they're making even more money in return. Like we were literally changing dimes for dollars.
Right. And one of the things that I saw was a big key to that is that it's localized marketing. It's not just trying to be an immortal on the internet at large, on a global scale, and getting first rank in Google just because you can pay that much, so to speak, with AdWords and such. It's creating the tools that attract the people in a zip code, in a geographic region, because the computer systems see where you are physically. They can see where your computer is, right?
Yeah.
Because of something about your ISP or something. Anyway.
Yeah, so I can walk through a few things. But one of the things, like you mentioned, is you're focusing on a local market. So the internet's starting to become more and more competitive. So it's harder and harder to get results. But what I've found is in these local markets, nobody's competing there right now. So it's a wide open opportunity to go in, capture a lot of market share, lock in that revenue for yourself and for your clients, and just create an amazing business for yourself. And that's what our clients are seeing. We're holding just brought in some new members over the past couple weeks, and we're holding a Get Your First Client contest. And one person just posted today, they already, in 2 weeks, already have 8 clients.
That's fantastic.
So here's what you do for them. Is when you search online in these, like, let's say, so myself, I was looking for Dallas salsa lessons. So I searched for that, and first thing is you see up at the top of Google, there's going to be a map of, in this case, Dallas. And on that map, it's going to show all the different businesses that offer the service, and they list it on the side. Well, that's called local search. And it's a certain thing that you do to get your clients listed in there and then optimize so they're at the top of the rankings. So they come up first there. Then right below that are the normal search results. And then there's a different thing to get their website ranked #1 in those normal search results. So because it's so uncompetitive right now, we can get sites ranked #1 in as quick as a week or less. So it's just amazing. It's any other market, you can't do that, but in these local markets, you really can.
Now, one of the things that I've seen you guys do with like, I guess they call it geo-targeting?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been doing that for a number of years. You were doing it way before it was like in to do any of that, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty humble guy, but I've pioneered a lot of stuff. Like I was doing kind of geo-targeting stuff like this back, even when I was in college, back in '99.
That's great. That's great. Well, one of the things that I want to make sure people do is know what to do. Okay, if they would like to connect to you, what would you ask somebody to do? What would you recommend?
Well, in this business, first it's finding the right type of clients. So you want to find people that have a high customer value in their business. So if you look at somebody like a chiropractor, say, a client to them is going to be worth several $1,000s. So it's very valuable for every new client that comes in. So that means if you just get them just 1 or 2 clients a month, then they're already in a profit if they're paying you $1,000 or $2,000 a month. If you get them 5 to 10 clients, well, you just transform their business. And if you get them 10 to 20 clients, well, man, you will be their best friend for life.
That's great. Well, I know we're coming up on a break, and I want to make sure that people know exactly what they should do. Okay, and what I've done is I've actually put a link on patrickdewar.com so that you can click on it and connect to Kevin and his crew, because I know that the local business money machine, it's offered a couple of times a year because they don't want to just blow it out there to anybody. They want to be able to grow it right so that they're training a crew or a team or folks to get out there and make money for other people and earn a good living in the process. And so they've actually created a system that we've been talking about, a local business money machine. I've got a link on my site that'll lead you there. And I know that if you go to my site, patrickdewar.com, and then click on the link, Kevin will be able to help you, and his team will be able to literally get you extra money into your pocket just by finding the need and filling it. So right after the break, we're going to get into a little deeper into some of the results that Kevin and Nitro Marketing has produced using the local business money machine to create great results for you and your business. And so we'll be right back.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Jose and the students in Dallas make it through by visiting boostup.org.
And welcome back to Learning from Leaders. Your host, Patrick Dewar. My guest today, Kevin Wilke of Nitro Marketing, nitromarketing.com. We're talking about the local business money machine. What's that? It's a tool that Nitro Marketing has come up with to help you go to local businesses in your area and begin to offer services that they know they need, but they don't know how to implement. Or they're paying thousands of dollars for yellow page ads or whatever, that kind of material, that kind of advertising, but they're not really getting any results because most of the people I know use their yellow pages, hey, not trying to knock them, it's just they use them as a doorstop. It's not picked up very often. But when they're looking for somebody, they're looking for a need, a dentist, a chiropractor, A veterinarian, what do? They go over to Google or some search engine and type in their search and say, show me everybody in my neighborhood. And they go there. Go figure. So with that, if that's the reality where people are at, then that's what we need to talk about. Kevin, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Pat.
Well, I want to get right into the local business money machine. I want to look at, we've talked a little bit about how you've got a system. They implement the system. Who are some key prospects? I've mentioned a few, but what's the definition of who you're really looking for to be useful to someone in your neck of the woods, so to speak, that you could make them money?
Well, the ideal prospect, and we call it 4 quadrants, is there's people that I mentioned before that have a high customer value. Their business has a high customer value, where a customer pays them $500, $1,000 to several $1,000s. So like a painter, well, if you go to get your house painted, it's going to cost you several $1,000s, or get your roof fixed, or a lot of things having to do with your roof, or any kind of personal health or anything like that. So those are high customer value businesses. And the great thing about those is it's easier for them to pay you a lot more money for your online marketing services because you can create a great return for them. You don't need a whole lot of customers for them to be getting 5 to 10 times what they're paying you in return and what they're making.
Right.
And then another one is you want businesses that people are actively looking for online. And in the program, we show you how to do that using, look at the keywords and see how many people are searching for their type of business online in your location. So you want somebody that has a lot of search volume, a lot of people looking for them online, and then they have a high customer value.
And you show them how to do that. I mean, not only to identify these people, but then, what are the keywords, how to search for them.
Yes.
And then how to really make that the most benefit for the potential clients that they serve. Is that?
Yes, exactly. And then once you find that, then you go out and start talking to these type of people. And we teach a very kind of like a way to get sales and to get clients without having to be a salesperson, because I'm not a salesperson. I mean, I grew up on a farm, and I'm a quiet, shy kid. I mean, that's where my background. So I'm not like this outgoing salesperson. So I need something that works for me. And I found if it works for me, it works for a lot of other people, and it's called consultative selling. Mm-hmm. And you basically just sit down and walk them through all the things that they could do online to grow their business. And it's all the things that we teach you how to do in the local business money machine. So you're basically just telling them what they could do, which is what you can offer them to do yourself. And at the end, they're usually they just absolutely are enthralled with all this stuff, and they see the potential, and they want to do it, but they know they can't do it themselves, and they're going to ask you, well, what would it take to have you do it for me? Right. And then you start talking about how you can start doing it for them, and you go through that, you are able to get them as a client. So we walk you through how to do this consultative sales process. It's extremely effective, and that's why so many of our members are able to go out and get their first client or more within the first couple of weeks of signing up. So, I mean, I love hearing success stories like that. We had one guy, Brian from Colorado. He, when he got into the program, he was in very challenging financial situation. He actually didn't even have enough gas money to drive to the networking groups to start networking with business owners. So he was using the phone to call people. And using what we taught him, in his first month, he's able to get 4 clients and make over $3,800 cash in his pocket. Excellent. In his second month, he's able to grow that, so now he's making over $5,000 a month in residual recurring income that his clients are paying him, and it totally transformed his life.
Now, the other part of it is that it's not so much them people working 100 hours a week. Once they get a client, there are systems that you guys have taught that actually make it easy for someone to work 3, 5, 8, 10 hours per client or less, maybe 3 to 5 hours per week that on a client, and yet get them thousands and thousands. I mean, if they got 10 extra clients for somebody, amazing.
Yeah, we show you how to, each month you're doing a little bit more and more marketing for them, and all of it's pretty, once you know how to do it, it's pretty simple. So at first you can be doing it yourself, but then we show you how to outsource the work so somebody else is doing it for you. So you go out and get the client and develop that relationship, but then you have a team of other people that are actually doing all the day-to-day work for you very inexpensively. So you might be making $1,000 a month. It might be costing you $100 a month to perform the services, and you get the difference. So that's how you can, over time, create a very substantial income and not have a huge business that consumes all your time. It actually can be running a full-time business part-time by using the methods that we teach of getting clients, doing the simple online marketing month after month, and have other people that you outsource the work to. And we show you how to do all those things because it's what we do ourselves.
That's great. So real quick, who are you really trying to reach with this? I mean, when we look at who are you really going after?
Well, people that we find have the greatest success with this program are people that want to have a change in their life. They're tired of the business or the job that they're going to. They know that there's something better out there for them than where they're working right now. They want to work for themselves. They want to work from home and not have to commute to every day to go to work and leave their family at home. They want to have that freedom to do what they want to do and the freedom to make what they're really worth in life and do something that they're really passionate about, where they get to contribute to other people and make a difference in other people's lives as well. So that's who we find have the best success, have the fastest success, is somebody that's like that. Right. And ever since I got into this world a couple of years ago of helping other people be successful online, just like I was able to have success, I got real clear on what my mission statement is. It's to inspire, teach, support, and empower people to transform their lives. And I see this local business money machine as the best way I can go out and make that difference in other people's lives. And I'm seeing it. We've helped hundreds and hundreds of people have some amazing success just over the past 4 or 5 months that we've been doing this program.
That's great. Well, one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to go to patrickdoer.com and click on the link to Kevin and Nitro Marketing and get the information on how the local business money machine can help people in your area. I really am thankful for Kevin because in the last few years, I've hung out with him and his crew in some areas. We do a social event once a month, and I'm around some of the best marketers in the area. These guys really understand how to make money on the internet. And so you get these stories, and then even when I look at what my story is of how useful it's been to me, I'm telling you, it's worth it. And with this, I know that there's so much more to say, but go to patrickdoer.com, click on the link, connect to Kevin and Nitro Marketing, and this has been Learning from Leaders, your host, Patrick Doer. We'll see you next week.